Hi there, and welcome to the EcoSolar Home Tour. My name is Andrew Mills, and today we're going to be talking about a near net zero home in Airdrie, Alberta. With me today is Adrian Bullard, who is the homeowner of the home. Welcome to the EcoSolar Home Tour, Adrian.
Hi, Andrew. Nice to be here.
Adrian, your home is an example of a near net zero home that features built green construction, a 10 kilowatt solar array, a heat pump hot water tank, and an electric car. So, give me a bit of background on why you chose to build your home like this. What were the main things you were trying to accomplish?
Well, we're super into energy efficiency and eco and everything that's green. So that was certainly a big incentive. We were keen to get the house to net zero. It's near net zero, as you just described, and we're hoping over the coming years that we'll add a couple of things to get it pretty much close to net zero, if not even beyond. So.
Great. Can you explain the EnerGuide rating of your home for us?
Yeah, so with the Built Green program that Excel Homes use, so the house it should have been about 114 gigajoule per year, but we save about 20% from that with the extra insulation and the heat recovery ventilator and the lights.
Mhm.
So we're down to 95 gigajoule just on the home itself. And then we added some things beyond that. So we added the solar panels. So we have 33 solar panels on the roof, which is 10.5 kilowatt DC. And that produces 13,000 kilowatt hours a year, which is about 47 gigajoule. And then we put in a heat pump hot water tank, as you can see in the picture on the left. And they're about 350% efficient. So using a 400 watt of electricity, you get about 1.5 kilowatt of hot water. So that takes about 14 gigajoule off that 95 rating that we looked at too. So we're down to about 34 gigajoule per year at this point in time. And we're hoping to add a cold climate air source heat pump like the Mitsubishi Zuba.
Hmm.
And we're looking at potentially double insulating some walls as we create feature walls. And that should bring us in towards the net zero point.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Let's take a look at some of the other features of your home. What would you say is the standout feature of your home?
I would say that would definitely be the solar panels. It's quite apparent as you're approaching the house from the south side when you see all the black panels on the roof. We maxed out the entire south-facing roof. There's not possible to fit a 34th panel on the roof. And we were keen to, we have let's say an EV, so we knew we would have a significant electricity demand. And it's like, yeah, on a hot summer's day or a sunny day in late June, early July, we can get up to 75 kilowatt hours in one day, which is over 500 kilometers of driving in the EV. So basically, it's like getting a free tank of gas from the roof of your house from a sunny day in the height of summer.
Interesting. So, when we build energy efficient homes, we make a series of choices. What would you say were the main choices you made as far as energy efficiency in your home?
And the likes of triple glazed windows was something that we were keen. That one of the reasons we moved forward with Excel Homes, and they put in the NEMA 1450 charger in the garage for us. They've added extra insulation in the attic. We put in underslab insulation, which they didn't do as a standard practice. And we put in like double cellular blinds that I'll come to as well. That really adds to almost doubles the insulation of the triple glazed windows.
Hmm.
And there we can see Skyfire Energy installing the solar panels. That was a couple of years ago at this stage.
Still pretty early in the in your housing development there.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, it's been really built up in the past 6 months. It's amazing just how much development's been going on around it. And there we have the furnace room. On the left-hand side, you can see the heat recovery ventilator.
Hmm.
The house is pretty airtight at 1.3 air changes per hour. So at this point in time, we need to start bringing in mechanical ventilation to make sure the air quality is good. And that's 66% efficient in terms of giving the heat to the fresh air coming in and being taken away from the stale air being sent out. We have a 4-inch air filter in the furnace, which really helps make sure the air is dust free, and it's almost HEPA quality, the filter that we've gone with. The gas furnace is there to my chagrin, but I say over time, I'm hoping to replace that with a Mitsubishi Suba cold climate air source heat pump. And they're efficient even below minus 30 degrees Celsius. And with a 10 kilowatt bank of resistance heating, we can make sure the house is still cozy when it's minus 40 degrees.
Right.
Here at the top left-hand side, there's the controls for the heat recovery ventilator. And that helps us, we don't have to adjust it that much, but in the really cold days, we can help reduce humidity by bringing in more outside air. And that can help just make sure with condensation on the glazing. And we have a smart thermostat that also is controlled by a phone app, and that just helps us to change schedules pretty easy on the phone, or to adjust the temperature when we're away from the house, and then just the humidifier setting below that.
Interesting. Another important area for savings is water costs. Are there any features of your home that save on water costs?
Yeah, the builder supplied a very efficient pilot. It only uses about 3 liters per flush, and they work really well.
Hmm.
On the heat pump hot water tank, so we have a preheating hot water tank, which really accounts for like 99% of the hot water heating. And that's, I say we have a time scheduled to work during peak solar hours. And that heats the water to 60 degrees Celsius before it goes into the traditional gas tank. But that really rarely has to kick in because it's getting more hot water than the temperature it's set for. So really the vast majority of our water is coming from the heat pump hot water tank, which in turn is solar powered.
Interesting. Are there any other features of your home that you'd like to tell me about?
Sure. One of the easiest things people can do to their homes is actually add honeycomb cellular blinds. They add a value of R3 to a typical window, and we have triple glazed window behind that. So we're really up to R6. And then we added some PVC stripping to the sides just to make sure that the blind was as airtight as possible, which also helps to reduce condensation building up on the windows behind because there's not a flow of fresh, moist air getting in behind it. And it's like, yeah, relatively cheap. And yet it's one of the best ways to control what was basically a window as the soft spot in any exterior building envelope. And when you can add something like a honeycomb blind, it's an easy and efficient way to almost double the insulation value.
I could use some of those in my home.
Yeah, highly recommend them. So. Also, another product that we added, again, you can pick one of these up in Home Depot or Lowe's, and it's just a window blind that you can add to the glazing of your front door. They come in all the standard sizes that window glazing comes in. And the door was traditionally just a double glazed window, but by adding this blind, and the blind comes with its own Perspex glaze layer on the inside as well. So we're really making the double glazing triple glazed, plus we're adding that blind layer, which if you close the blind in a minus 40 day, you're creating another air barrier where you've got 2 levels of air before you get to the double glazed window. And you can see on the thermal camera that we have a FLIR adjustment to our phone that works with the app. And you can see at the top of the glazing there, it's almost the same color as the main frame of the door. And you can see it's showing even 19.9 degrees at the mid-level on the door. And if that wasn't there and you just had double glazed window and that was a minus 30 day, as you see on the previous slide, that would be down to probably almost freezing. I mean, you can get frost building up on those days when it's minus 30, and yet we have up to almost 20 degrees by adding on that blind. And it's a pretty much a straightforward add-on. You just loosen the trim around the existing door glazing, and you slide this in, tighten things back up, and hey presto, you've got a triple glazed front door.
Very nice. You mentioned before that you had an electric car. Tell me why you chose the car and what your experience has been.
I've been super passionate about Tesla and EVs in general since the very start. The car is actually super economical. Like most people, I think, have a thought in their head that Teslas or electric cars are outside their price range. But if they were to look at total cost of ownership, it's actually super economical. And we do a lot of miles. I drive a lot for work. And we were putting $700 gasoline into an ICE. And that $700 of gasoline is less than $100 worth of electricity. So we're saving over $600 a month in running costs. We pay a couple $100 a month extra in a car payment, but it's more than made up in how economical the car is. Plus, it's so much fun to drive. So
Right.
Yeah, if anyone's on the fence about getting an EV, I would say look at total cost of ownership, and you'd be surprised how it'll fit into your budget. So,
Interesting. Interesting.
yeah.
So, what would you say was the most challenging aspect of building your energy efficient home?
I say we tried to get the builder to get us closer to net zero than originally we got. I say we ended up with a gas furnace. We were hoping to get a fully electrified house,
Hmm.
and we've yet to put in our own air source heat pump. And we even looked at putting in a ground source heat pump at the time, but it wasn't going to happen.
Hmm.
But by and large, the builder was great to deal with. We had issues about, we tried to get double insulated walls so we could get rid of any cold bridging. And the builder wasn't prepared to go down that road with us. But we're hoping as we do some feature walls, as we go along, that we can double insulate behind the feature wall,
Hmm.
and bit by bit bring the house up to double insulated walls, at
Okay.
least for some of the house.
So, what were the key costs in building your energy efficient home? Anything that stands out?
Certainly, the solar panels would be a major part. That's almost a $30,000 investment. We managed to get them in just before the previous government moved out, and they had that carbon tax rebate program with the solar panels. Hopefully, that comes back at some point in time, but that covered a third of that cost.
Nice.
And yeah, so that was probably the biggest outlay. The heat pump hot water tank is a few thousand. And say when eventually it's about 10,000 or so for an air source heat pump, which we hope to upgrade the furnace to at some point in time.
Any examples of cost savings on the result of some of these energy efficient choices you've made?
Yeah, certainly the house is quite easy to heat. It doesn't take that much energy, especially with the blinds on the windows. We've kind of got rid of most of the cold spots, as it were.
Mhm.
And yeah, the house is it's super cozy. We have it 20, 21 degrees pretty much all the time we're here. And yeah, it doesn't create a big gas bill at all to get it there. So
Nice. Anything you would have done differently?
um other than I say some of those extra things about trying to get the heat pump in and have the house fully electrified at the outset. Other than that, we can manage them in time to come as we do some upgrades. So yeah, no, by and large, we're really happy with the house.
Well, I've been working for 20 years to upgrade my house, so good luck to you and
It's
have fun with it.
yeah,
Uh,
it's an
what
ongoing project.
what aspect of your home was the most satisfying to complete?
We really like the interior. Myself and my wife put a lot of thought into the interior decoration and kitting it out. And this here, like you can see the electric fireplace below the TV on the wall. On each floor of the house, we have electric resistance heating, and that's helps minimize the use of gas. Um, and so you can see the cellular blind there too. And we have open plan from that room you just seen towards the dining and the kitchen. And we really like our modern appliances, the white cabinets, the white walls, the gray laminate flooring. So it kind of ticked all the boxes for the style that we were looking to go for.
Very nice, very nice. I think that's it for today. Is there anybody you'd like to thank that helped you design or build the house?
Yeah, I'd certainly like to thank my wife for going along with all my idiosyncrasies when it came to really pushing the envelope and getting an eco-friendly house as much as possible. And the builder, Excel Homes, with their Built Green program, they certainly made it easier to go in the direction that we wanted to go because they have included so much of the features already. So,
Very nice, very nice. And there's your wife there.
yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Adrian, for joining me today and showing pictures of your really quite lovely home. I am looking forward to being able to come and see your home in person on the tour, which is coming up in June. I also want to thank our EcoSolar Home Tour sponsors. Our sponsors offer many interesting services to help you build an energy efficient home, and we encourage you to visit them. Please visit our website to find links to all of our sponsors. To find more about our homes, our tour dates, and our sponsors, please go to the website at www.ecosolar.ca. We'll see you on the tour. Thanks very much for watching.